guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today is going to be I want to say impromptu video. I've been saying I was going to come on and talk about this, but never really have, and today I have time. Well, okay. If you have not watched my quick weave install video of this hair, I will leave the info card right here. Please click on that and watch that. But yeah, back to this video. If you look at the topic, well, the title, then you know the topic of the video. So yeah, I guess it's a little bit of getting to know me, per se. So let's get started. The name of my channel is, I want to say it's I Am Her, and you will understand why I am her after the end of this video. Anyway, my name is Kendra. Born and raised in Georgia. I am currently the tender age of 25. So yeah, let's just jump back into it. Let me just stop beating around the bush and get to it. Yeah. So when I was 19, I became pregnant. That's another story. We'll have to talk about that too. Anyway, I became pregnant at 19. I had my baby at 20. I was married at 21. I got married to a man that was not my child's father. I got married to a man that I thought I knew. We went to high school together. I knew his family really well. We just never really crossed paths in high school. We talked, but we never really took it to that level.
Fast forward, like I said, I got pregnant in 2011, had my baby in 2011, I got married in 2012.
Marriage was okay for like the first year, I would say. And then it got real like volatile and abusive, like very, very abusive. Of course, after my pregnancy, I gained like, I want to say like 60 pounds, and I never really shook it. Because after I had my baby, I went directly to birth control, and I did the Depo-Vera, and as everybody know, the Depo-Vera, you gain weight, and I gained like all my baby weight back, and I just never lost it. I would insert pictures, but like, and I thought I was cute. Like, I probably was cute, but I don't think I felt cute, you know? So
It's like, I was just
anyway, so like I said, I thought I knew my husband, but
looked.
I guess I didn't, because like I said, the relationship became very, very abusive. In the beginning, it was just verbal abuse. You're fat, you're ugly, nobody wants you. And then I cut my hair off just to have something different. Then he was like, you're a fat dyke, and everything under the sun I was, and it did so much to my self-esteem that I stayed. Then it became physical. I want to say after the year, it became very, very physical. I was getting slapped. I was getting threatened. My door was getting kicked in while my child was there. I was getting shooken. I mean, no abuse is okay, but I didn't have black eyes and stuff like that. But I was being hit on. And after that, I did, like, I guess you can say I started talking to other people. Not really getting into anything, but just talking to people to not think about my own life. Not to think about the hell I was living in.
My husband never kept a job. Well, my ex-husband that he
never kept a job. So on top of being abused, I was the only one working, supporting my son, which he took on to be his son. So I will say our son, and as well as cooking and cleaning and making sure the house was okay. And I just want to stop and say, ladies, whatever abuse you're dealing with emotionally, physically, mentally, it's not worth it. It's not okay. Get out, because it can get very dangerous and very serious in a blink of an eye. Luckily I wasn't in that, it wasn't that case for me. But this wasn't like my first physical abusive relationship. I'd had two prior, to women, that is, not men, but women I was with. One really just tried to run me off the road and would call me names, and the other one would physically just hold me down until I couldn't move and I couldn't get her off of me. But either way it goes, abuse is not okay. I was really staying, I guess, for my son. I grew up without my dad being in my life, and although he's biologically not my son's father, he was the only male that my son knew. And a lot of people are like, well, that's crazy. You don't want your son to grow up like him. Well, you have to separate the two. He was a nasty and shitty husband to me, but he was a wonderful father to my child. And I didn't want to I didn't want to be the cause of that bond to be broken. You can judge, you can say whatever you want to say, but I saw it firsthand. He was horrible to me. But when it came to my son, he was everything. It was like a switch flipped. I know, that's crazy, right? But anyway, so fast forward time, what was it? Going on our second, almost third year marriage, October of 2014, my husband got arrested. At the time, we were separated, but while I worked, he did watch my son. But we were separated. I had no idea what he was doing during the day, while he was out during his free time. I just knew from 4 o'clock to 2 a.m., he had my son. Well, anyway, he got arrested, and was sent to prison. So for like the first 3 or 4 months, we had no contact, because I didn't feel, yes, I was your wife, but you were doing all this dirt, making all this money, but yet your wife or your son never saw any of it, So I didn't feel like I should be there for him while he was in prison. Like, that's not, as a wife, yes, but you were a shitty husband to me. Why should I be a good wife to you? So, but after a while, my baby he just had turned 3 when all this happened. My baby's 5 now. When all this happened, he started asking questions like, where's my daddy? Can I talk to my daddy? Does my daddy not love me? And it's just a pill I had to swallow as a mother, because regardless if I wanted anything to do with this man, my son had that attachment to that man. And regardless of however I felt, I did not want to do anything to, I guess, make my son feel like this man didn't love him or this man didn't want him, when that was not the case. Well, you can't say that was the case, because he should not have been doing what he was doing to get arrested in the first place. Okay, we're going to fast forward. Okay, so I was there for about 6 months, and then it was just like, it was money, 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 money. Mind you, I'm taking care of my son by myself, having to get people to babysit my child because I'm still working nights. I hadn't transitioned to days yet. So it's like, I'm spending money because of your mistakes. Already on top of that, all you had to do was watch him while I worked. I didn't actually do anything else but to watch him while I worked or whatever. So I just got fed up with it or whatever. We had talked about divorce because he already knew I wanted a divorce. Didn't want to be with him. There was no way we would make it work. Nothing. So we had decided to divorce once he got out. But once a year passed, it's 2013 now, there's still no word of your release date. You keep saying, oh, you're going to get out this month or this month, and you're not getting out. I eventually ended up being in another relationship. I separated myself from that situation, and I was in another relationship. If you all go back to my self-love journey, it talks about the relationship that I was in after my marriage. All right. So, yeah. And although that relationship wasn't the best for me, it really taught me self-love, self-respect, and self-worth. The meaning of her as to why I am her. You go through things not because you want to or they're not the most pleasant, but at the end of the day, as long as you can survive and you can push forward and you can keep moving, then it's worth it to me. So I was in this new relationship and we were doing good. Like, he was uplifting me. My self-esteem was just like this. Even though I wasn't as big as I was still big. I was like, I want to say around like 220-ish. Now 190 pounds. Hopefully the camera is catching everything. I am 190 pounds today, and I'm still working. It taught me so much, and it made me want to stop, I guess, committing adultery because we were still married by law, and to just close that chapter and be done with it. So I filed for divorce in the end of January. He was served the beginning of February, and after all the legal proceedings and the court dates, on April 14th of 2016, we were legally divorced. So, almost 4 years married, because we got married July 26th of 2012. I went ahead and I took that leap of faith, and I went through the process. At that time, I had to think about me. I could no longer think about my child or think about this man. I had to think about me. And when I started putting myself first is when a lot of things started happening for me. A lot of things started changing for me. And some good, some bad. But overall, if I hadn't went through those experiences, I would not be the woman that I am today. I will not settle for less. I will not settle for less than my worth. If you do not know your self-worth, ladies, please step back, reevaluate yourself, reevaluate your life, and figure it out. Without that, I don't think you can move forward with anything, especially with a relationship, a partnership, or anything with anybody else. I am, at this point in my life, I am very happy with the way things are going. When I tell people of my past, I'm not going to say I'm proud of it, but I'm not ashamed of it. I went through these things for a reason. These things helped molded me into the woman that I am today. No, I'm not perfect by no means, but at the same time, I'm in a much better space, not only for myself, but for my son and for my partner. All right? The purpose of this video is to bring awareness to women. You're not alone. There's somebody out there going through the same thing that you've gone through, same thing you've went through, or same thing, that you're just going through, I guess. Don't be afraid to reach out and talk to somebody. I ended up having to go through therapy and stuff like that. Don't be ashamed of it. It's a stepping stone. It's a lesson learned. You have to do things to make sure that you are okay in the end. Sometimes you might feel like it's selfish, but put yourself first. Because if you do not put yourself first, who's going to? You have to remember that. So, I guess I also just want to reiterate self-love, self-worth, and self-respect. If you don't do those three things, ladies, nobody else will. You have to love yourself first in order to be able to love someone else or somebody else to be able to love you. Flaws and all. Accept your truth. Live your truth. Know your truth. And share it with the world. By no means am I happy about what I went through. But I went through it and I got through it. That's the big picture. You get through it. Remember, God does not put more on you than you can bear. And if you ever feel like giving up or it's too much, always, always, always turn to your Bible, turn to your smartphone, Google, or look for Matthew 17:20. With just a mustard seed of faith, you can move mountains. Remember that. So, a little bit personal, I know, but I'm going to go ahead and end this video. Be sure to check out, like I said, the install of this quick weave. I will also leave an info card for my self-love journey if you all are interested in that. So, yeah. Until the next video, guys. Peace, love.